Alright, I decided to bring you guys back in rather than end the video right there. I went and I got all of my NVAR pretty much done. I'm waiting on, well, there's the last of the NVAR frames. I've got 11 of those in there. I can slap in my plates. Well, and then those, and that's actually pretty quick. There go my heat-proof casings. I went and did some digging around in the Twilight Forest and happened upon a sapphire ore thing. I happen to have pulled back 72 of the regular sapphire ore, 27 of the green, 188 of the almandine, and then the what is it, pyrope, I think, is in the last 3 layers. So I didn't pull any of that up, although I've got a spot for it sitting there. The other thing I did was I ran off, if I open up my map, I ran over to this black spot here where there was a bunch of black granite, and I happen to have pulled up, what is that, almost 3 3/4 stacks of it. So I can put that up in there, and then I'm going to need, what was it? It was 5 to 4 on this thing. So if we pulverize it, we'll get the impure pile of black granite. I could centrifuge it just to get the black granite dust plus a little bit of biotite dust. The other thing, yeah, it doesn't look like washing it gets me anything. So I'll probably end up doing something along those lines. I may or may not centrifuge it just because, well, let's see. What is this stuff good for? Oh, that can electrolyze into several things. So I may go ahead and do that. I may go ahead and run it through the centrifuge just to get that little bit of extra stuff that I can put away for later. But right now I've got my sapphire ore going through, getting all of that stuff ground up so that I can then smash it and run it through the ore washer and whatever else. Actually, I guess it's the ore washer first, then run it through the hammer, and then centrifuge it and get as much as I can out of that sapphire ore before I use it along with the black granite in order to complete the cupronickel coil blocks. As I said before, I do have those guys up there. So let's knock this quest out real quick. EBF time 1. Grab all 3 of those. Grab all 3 of those. Let's see here. It is those 3. That one. Those 3. And is it... It's 2 tin cables. I think I had those right there also. Yep, right there. 2 of those guys. And there is our electric blast furnace. Fantastic. Yay, fireworks inside. You know, what you shouldn't actually do in real life. And then I have the materials together to start putting together these input, output, and input hatches. I have the tools, I believe, to do the maintenance hatch, and then all we have left is the muffler hatch. I don't have the steel fluid pipes just yet. I've got plenty of steel, so I just need to get that knocked out. So let's see. I needed, that's 5 of them, 6 of them. So there's that, and then... Oops, 12 of those. And my circuit is misconfigured right now. I was using that, as you saw, just a minute ago. So let's real quick put that back to configuration 1. Drop it in the bending machine. And let's get these wrought irons taken care of. I'll come back over here now, just so that it's a little bit quieter. And there are 6 of my LV machine casings, 6 steel plates. Now I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like I'm just a little bit short there on the steel. I have 1 there, I need 2 more of those. Run it through there. And then 7 of those. And 8 more of those. And that should get me where I need with all of my materials. Let's see if my steam is going to hold out. Oh yeah, I got plenty of steam yet. There are those. There are those. I may not have enough rubber though. Let's go ahead and let that run. Oh, let's go ahead and get this done real quick here. 1 more of those. There we go. There's my 7th one. All 7 of those, all of those, and then as soon as this guy finishes up, 14 more of those, getting close, almost there. Phew, a lot of work to get this one EBF up and running. Let's see here. And then I need 2 of those, 1 of those. All the tools. And then the LV energy hatch is 2 more tin cables, so I will need 1 more of those. Alright, I think that's it. Alright, put these guys there, create all of those. We need 2 LV energy hatches. We need 1 input bus. We need 1 output bus. We need 1 input hatch. We need 1 of these guys, and I've got to look up what that takes. Let's see here. The maintenance hatch, screwdriver wrench, wire cutters, hammer crowbar. So screwdriver, wrench, wire cutters, crowbar, hammer, file saw, and soft mallet. So those might be in here actually. No, not in there. Where are the rest of my tools then? Let's check down here. Maybe I've got them hiding. I don't think I used them up. Soft mallet. I may have used those up. Because I am not seeing them anywhere. I know where actually the saw is probably over here, and that might be where the file is. I may have put both of them in here. There's my saw. Nope, I must have used up my file, so I need to make another file real quick. That, I believe, is 2 of those. Let's see. File. Oh, it's not 2 of those. I can always use more steel rods at some point, though. There we go. Two plates and a stick. There's a file. So file, saw. There's the maintenance hatch. And then the last thing I need is 6 more. Let me sleep. Slap those in there so I can get this last steel pipe that I need. And my steam is keeping up pretty well. Usually I run through a lot of that stuff and my steam runs out and I'm sitting around waiting for a while for it to build back up. So I'm feeling pretty good there. Alright, now just for this I need the steel fluid pipe, which is wrench and hammer that way. So, wrench, hammer, 2 of those guys, and my last LV hatch. Oh no, it's a trap. And there we go. So now I've got everything up to my 128 Cupro-nickel wire. So that is definitely going to take some time. So I'm going to take a break, and I will bring you guys back in once I have my 128 of these double wires here. Alright, and so I'll see you in a bit. So quite a bit more time has passed. I moved my alloy smelter over here because trying to get the silicon dioxide and sapphire dust to make the wool is incredibly expensive. If we take a look real quick, it is... So it's 30 EU a tick, 36,000 EU total for an entire minute to make 2 of these things. And you need 12 of them to make 1 of the other things. So it takes around 75,000 millibuckets of steam to do that 72,000. And so I moved it as close as I could so that I wouldn't lose much on the wire as it's trying to keep this guy full and trying to produce those wools. In the meantime, I went ahead and I completed the side chests here for Steve's carts. I am looking at making the coal engine next. And then the other thing that I have is I have all of the Cupro-nickel. Where did I put the others? I have all of my Cupro-nickel saved up. There they are. And so I wanted to make sure I got that done. And then it's going to take me some time before I can get all the way done making these guys. Because as I say, you need 12 of the amino silicate wool along with 8 of the Cupro-nickel wire to make each one of these guys with some tin in the assembler. So it's going to take me a bit of time to get 12 of these when it's a minute per 2, so you're talking 6 minutes each if I have the steam back in my tank, which because I only have the couple of boilers back there, it takes quite a hefty amount of time for me to fill up enough to get that 75,000 millibuckets to put this thing together. So I'm still working my way away. That's the next thing I want to do. But in the meantime, while I am able, I am working on the different Steve's Carts things. In particular, I'll be working on the cart module for power next. After that, I'll be working on either the automated unloading. Unfortunately, this guy needs a chemical bath in order to get the large dynamic panes out of these large iron panes. So that might That might take me a little while because I don't have a chemical bath made yet, and I was working more on the scanner and emitter to try and get to the miner and some other things there. So it might take me a little bit before I can finish off the dynamic loader, the cargo manager really, for Steve's carts, but I am still focusing on stuff. Likewise with the basic woodcutter, since these guys are these saw blades and the saw blades are these cobalt brass gears, I haven't made it very far with those either. And so I said I was going to try and do this guy right here, the fluid solidifier, so that I'm not using as much, but I have a feeling, yeah, the fluid extractor is medium voltage tier because it wants 49 EU per tick at 1 amp in order to get that through the fluid extractor. So I can't do that. I have to go through, oops, the other method, which is this guy. So it's going to take considerably longer since each of those brass gears requires 4 ingots for that, and then 4 ingots even though you get 2 back for each of those rods. So yeah, that's going to be quite the build-up, but I am slowly getting there, and hopefully when you join me again I'll be done with the amino silicate wool and I can finish making, and I can get started on the tin into the assembler in order to make those coils for my EBF, as that will make an easier time of several other things. So anyway, we'll see you here in a bit. And I'm back for probably the last time for this video. I'm staring at my basic alloy smelter because I finally have it doing the last bit of aluminosilicate wool, which is the last component I need in order to finish making my coils in order to complete my electric blast furnace. So with that done, going to my multi-block goals, there we go. 11 heat-proof casings, 1 furnace, the input bus, input hatch, output bus, maintenance hatch, and muffler hatch, 2 LV energy hatches, and then went through all the wire. For those of you who didn't pay attention before, remember, you need to have all 128 of these double wires in your inventory at one time. So don't go making part of them and then making part of the coil blocks and thinking it's going to work. It's a retrieval task. You have to have those in your inventory. Thankfully, I did not mess that one up this time around. And so there we are. There's my 16 cupronickel coils, my 10 casings, my controller, and then all the rest of the stuff that I need. My input hatch, maintenance hatch, input bus, muffler hatch, output bus, 2 LV energy hatches. And so yeah, that is everything that I need. Now I just need to figure out where I want to put this guy. Right now my 3 steam turbines are here along the side of this wall, and that's not going to work so well for trying to get those to fit into an LV energy hatch unless what I do is come over here and I would need to, I don't know, break this piece right there. Alright, I guess I'm not going to get that block back. And put out like one line here and then build my EBF here or something. I'm going to have to do something in order to get it worked into here. One of the things I was looking at doing with it was reworking this wall. I was also considering just going ahead and digging out the rest of this down here and putting all of my machines down under into my first subfloor rather than having them here on this wall. One other thing I did get accomplished while I was doing all of that is I got all the parts necessary in order to get my coal engine. So with the coal engine done, on the Steve's Carts page, I've got my engine, I've got my storage. The last two things I'm going to work on now are the woodcutter and the automated loading unloading cargo manager. And again, the cargo manager is going to require me to make the chemical bath in order to make these dynamic planes. Everything else I can already make with what I have currently available. So I'm going to go ahead and take this engine, slap it in. There we go. There's my coal engine into my basic cart. And then I just need to work on my cutter, and then I can start that process going. And the cutter is going to be, again, difficult because I need the diamond saw blades, and the diamond saw blades require the cobalt brass gears. And right now the only way to do the cobalt brass gears is to use 8 ingots and get back 2 for each one of these gears, and you need 5 of them for this, plus oh, I guess that's it, just the 5 of them for this. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on that between now and the next video, and otherwise I look forward to seeing you then.